Presenting our officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Erlindo Eusebio, National Referee. Second referee, Mr. Nestor Bello, International Referee. Let us welcome our starters for our Red Lions from MKA San Beda University. Let's begin with jersey number 4, Axel Van Book. At number 5, Andre Bakil. Wearing jersey number 6, Jerome Lopez. At number 7, Greg Munsing. Number 10, Ralph Cabalsa. And number 16, Muhammad Tahiludin. Starting libero, number 2, Cado Almario. Head coach, Mr. Ariel Love de la Cruz. Calling on our airmen of the Philippine Air Force. Jersey number 1 is Airman Ralph Christian Calasin. At number 5, Kyle Adrian Ramones. Wearing jersey number 11, Airman First Class Alnacran Abdilia. Number 18, Airman First Class Edwin Tolentino. Number 19, Airman First Class Petrus Paulo de Ocampo. And number 21, Airman First Class Ruben Inaudito. Starting libero is number 9, Marco Eli Maclang. And head coach, Technical Sergeant Jimson Mirza. This is match number 21. Pool B.
We're back here at the Paco Arena Events and Sports Center. Welcome to the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. It's MKA San Beda Red Spikers versus the Philippine Air Force Airmen. You can see on the screens the starters for San Beda. As we move on to the starters this time for the veterans of this game, the Philippine Air Force Airmen. You have Inaudito, Calasin, Abdilia, Tolentino, Jerus, De Ocampo, and of course, Maclang, their libero. Billy Capistrano with Paneng de Koenig Swarter, Alexis Tensay handling the sideline duties for us this beautiful Sunday. And as I mentioned, Paneng, second game pa lang ito ng ating dalawang koponan. Of course, for San Beda, they lost their previous match against the Cabuyao Capstars. As for Air Force, they want to sustain that momentum from their previous win.
That's right. And actually, nung previous game itong San Beda, they had a good start, but they weren't able to close that match. That was a very close game via 4 sets, but Cabuyao got their win and handed the first loss to San Beda Red Lions. But this time, a first attack error coming from the open spiker of San Beda, giving the first point to the Airmen.
And the veterans draw first blood here. Are they going to save it? Chance here for San Beda. And that will sail outside a little too strong for the Red Spikers. That was Ralph Cabalsa.
Yeah, that was back-to-back attack errors for their squad. So parang medyo may konting gigil sila at the start of this game. Hindi pa nila nakukuha yung range nila for attacks.
You know, we mentioned the last game of San Beda. It could have gone either way because they had attacks like that, and we saw it all throughout that match.
Right, and that was a good start. Magandang bawi actually dito ng San Beda because that was a good set from their setter, getting the middle blocker of the Airmen. That's why leaving only one block for that open attack.
Here come the Airmen, and that is going to be a point for the Red Spikers, and they tie this game 2-all. We have Lopez on deck to serve for the white shirts. Good receive. Blocked.
Oh.
Nobody there. A little miscommunication on the part of Philippine Air Force.
Yeah, man, hindi yun nakita na middle blocker ng Airmen na si Ralph Calasin. Take a look at what happened during that last sequence. It was actually an over ball, and Calasin was expecting their setter to set the ball to him, but that was just too close to the net.
And how about this one? A service ace for the Red Spikers will put them in the lead with 2 points against Air Force. Again, it is the battle of the veterans in the rising stars. I know a lot of people are excited to watch San Beda here in the Spikers turf.
Another service ace here for San Beda. Now they're up by 3 points.
Buti hindi tayo nakunan doon.
Oo nga. Diretso sa atin yung bola.
But again, as we take a look at the scoreboard, 5-3 right now here in the early parts of our set number 1.
Good serve.
They're gonna try. That was a good dig. And again, we can see that Air Force getting a little bit frazzled by the energy of the Red Spikers.
That's right. And actually, mas maganda itong start ng San Beda. Though they committed 2 attack errors, but they stayed composed. Hanggang sa ngayon, lumalaki na yung lamang nila against the Airmen.
We can see nagutom sa panalo itong San Beda. But what about the Air Force Airmen? I mean, they really showed a lot of composure in their previous match. We mentioned it in the pregame, and that third set, muntik na makahabol yung PCU. And that's what we're seeing now. They're not really getting too affected.
Yeah. So, parang they're waiting for their groove to start, right? During this game, hinahayaan lang nila, binabasa nila kung anong laro meron itong San Beda. Kaya naman, hindi sila masyadong parang intense, kumbaga, na kahit lamang yung kalaban, unti-unti silang kumukuha ng puntos para makadikit sa score.
And they're trying to adapt to the style of play na tong San Beda Red Spikers, but that is a great block, an even better save. Chance here for San Beda. And take a look at that. I believe that is Ralph Cabalsa.
That's right, Ralph Cabalsa on the combination play. Even though that he has 3 blockers in front of him, nakita pa rin niya yung gap na yon sa block. Kaya ang lakas ng palo niya at hindi na nakadepensa ng maayos itong Airmen.
And I know that Cabalsa is also, aside from Montemayor, one of the go-to players for the Red Spikers. But here we go, we have Ramones, their middle blocker, also the youngest player on the team, but the tallest as well.
But may sagot din naman siya dun sa atake na yon ni Cabalsa because that was an open block, first middle attack.
Lopez will find Cabalsa challenging the blockers of the Airmen. As we go to our first technical timeout, San Beda in the lead, 8-5.
Billy and Paneng, I gratefully got to talk to head coach of the Philippine Air Force, Coach Jim Merza. At biniro ako ni Coach Jim na vintage siya daw ang players niya. Alam naman natin na veterano sila. That is why they are banking on endurance and condition para makipagsabayan sa mga bata ng San Beda. For Coach Jim, their setter De Ocampo is expected to do well because without his playmaking skills, hindi ma-activate ang kanilang fast plays. Sino nga bang star player ang mananaig for today's game? Will it be Ran or Kevin? Let's go back to the game.
Thank you so much for that report, Alexis. Grabe naman yung vintage. Yung vintage players. I think we'd like to call them experienced.
Yes.
They're veterans, they're experienced, they've been around for quite a while, they know how things go. And it's always going to be an exciting match when you have experienced players versus, these young ones who are just starting to make a name for themselves.
Right, and actually ito na nga yung experience ng Philippine Air Force, right? Like what we kept on mentioning during the start of this set is hindi sila nararatan kahit lumalamang yung kalaban. And this is going to be a interesting approach also for these veterans kasi if they continue to play like this, baka kuhanin nung yung chance ng San Beda, right? Because minsan iniisip mo, if your opponents are these quiet, dun ka pa mas
That's right.
tumataas yung intensity mo to get more scores against them.
And of course, we know that the airmen, they're never complacent with these
Yeah.
kinds of things. And syempre, maganda rin for the veterans to be able to kind of see yung mga new ways of playing volleyball.
That's
syempre,
right.
nag-evolve lagi yung sport. And they also learn a lot from the young ones as well.
Well, definitely bumibilis na ang mga set plays ng volleyball. But itong veterans natin, keeping it simple, just reading the blockers and reading the defense of their opponents, dun sila nakakakuha ng puntos.
Just like that play from the airmen, they give it to Abdilia up top. And they're gonna dig that, send it over. 1-2 play, unsuccessful. Chance here for the Red Spikers, picked up. Abdilia again! And Ranran Abdilia, we said it once, we'll say it again, he is back.
That's right. And actually, that open attack, sobrang taas ng reach niya. He spiked that ball on the top of his blockers. Kaya naman ang hirap basahin ng depensa na yan because you don't know if it's going to sail out or it was checked by your blockers. But of course, Ranran Abdilia, their go-to player, and talaga naman nakita mo yung intensity niya, approach pa lang, right?
And every attack is so intentional, much like that one. However, the blocking here for the Red Spikers, saving that point. White shirts now at 10. We have Air Force at 8. We have Andre Bakil on deck to serve. De Ocampo. Bump set to Abdilia again. No fear on the attack. Oh! Unfortunately, Ranran thought that was going to go outside. It drops in for the Red Spikers.
It was a miscommunication between Ranran Abdilia and their libero, Marco Maclang. Because Ranran was actually ready to get it, but he knew that his libero was behind him.
Behind him. Over receive. Oh. Didn't go as planned. Babalik sa airmen ng bola. Ranran again. Great hustle being shown by the white shirts here. De Ocampo. Onto the other side from the back row. No go. Lopez. And that's going to be a point for the Red Spikers.
There was a block touch against Petrus De Ocampo. Our first referee saw that. That's why he awarded that point, 12 point to the white shirts.
That's right. And that was care of Andre Bakil. Met at the net by Munsing.
That was a good read by Greg Munsing. It was actually a soft touch on the back row attack of the airmen.
As we get a timeout on the side of Air Force.
Ang bilin nga sa inyo, di ba? Enjoy nyo lang yung laro. Tingnan mo, para kayo nape-pressure dyan. Walang pressure. Ayun natin yung service receive natin. Wala tayong receive na naman. Nawawala yung receive natin. Kaya hindi tayo makatake.
Puro daw yung palo nila.
Oo.
Nakanyan.
Sige. Ganda. Sige, ito. Receive tayo, ha?
Tara. Lima lang. First 1, 2, 3. Air Force.
It is a 5-point advantage for MKA SBU. As the Air Force were instructed not to get pressured. Kasi nakikita natin sa side ng San Beda, they're just really enjoying the game.
Yeah, and on the side naman of Philippine Air Force, they're the one who are not enjoying this game. But coming off from that timeout, that running attack of Ralph Calasin.
And yun yung kailangan talaga nila. A lot of confidence in the way they move. Take a look at this. Great one-hand set. Even better attack. Here they come, talking about the Red Spikers. Again, Cabalsa. And you know what? We have not seen Kevin Montemayor in this match. I know that Cabalsa, I said this a while ago, he was one of the go-to players during their collegiate tournament last summer. So, kind of wondering why Montemayor isn't on the court right now. But the Air Force slowly catching up here with our Red Spikers.
So far, it is all Ranan Abdilia for the side of the Philippine Air Force, getting a lot of points coming from his attacks. So minsan, pag ganyan nababantayan ng mga opponents nyo kung sino yung go-to spiker nyo. So the rest of the squad should also step up. And now we're seeing Ralph Calasin slowly getting points for their squad. Yung kanina running attack niya. And ito naman, ang one-on-one block in the middle.
What a block there by Ralph Calasin, showing San Beda how it's done. As we get back to this game, here comes Tolentino. And a block on their side.
The blocking of San Beda is really working for this game. They were able to read the spikers of the airmen kahit na hindi kill block, pero na-check nila kaya bumabagal yung dating ng bola sa depensa nila. But that time naman, they got their kill block on that open attack of Tolentino.
And this is looking to be a very interesting match between both our teams. They're saying there was a net touch, I believe, on the part of Air Force as we head on over to our second technical timeout.
Hindi na basta-basta yung magiging kalaban namin. More powerful na kalaban. So yun yung dapat namin i-overcome at the same time. Kailangan maging consistent yung teamwork namin simula una hanggang dulo. So yun, kailangan din namin na hindi magpabaya sa mga larong lalaban namin.
And that was a main setter of the San Beda Red Spikers. We saw him a while ago. And they are one of the newest teams here that we have in the Spikers turf. As we get back to this game, the charge continues for the Red Spikers. And that guy on your screens, Ralph Cabasa, he is the one leading this team right now in set number 1.
Well, definitely he has the hot hands for their squad right now. Mapa frontline man or back row. Kahit ang hirap ng sets na binibigay sa kanya ni Lopez, nagagawa niya ng paraan. Kaya man ito, they have this comfortable 6-point lead, but make that 5 points na lang coming from that service error. But what's good on this San Beda squad is kahit na nakakommit sila ng error, nakakabawi sila kaagad. Coming from their good first ball, nakakagawa ng set plays itong setter nila na si Lopez.
And that's why they're in the lead by 5 points against Philippine Air Force. That was a triple block, but still, you know, smart move there from San Beda.
That was their open spiker, Tahiludin. Muhammad Tahiludin. Kahit na tatlo yung blockers na nasa harap.
Inanggulo talaga niya.
Yeah, nagawan pa rin niya ng paraan, spiking the ball, waiting for his blockers, wiping it out.
And that will be a error, service error on the part of the white shirts. Free point given to Air Force. We have substitutions for Air Force. We have Rueca and Ancheta checking in for the first time in our ball game.
Ancheta is their second setter for this game, and Rueca is one of their opposite spikers. So Coach Jimson Merza would want to have a full front row to maximize their attack.
And they need something going for them here. Talking about Philippine Air Force, much like that block, we need to see a lot more aggressiveness from the Air Force here in terms of net coverage against this very powerful Red Spikers team.
That's right, and that was one of the few block points that we've seen from Philippine Air Force, courtesy of Tolentino and Ramores, reading that attack of Cabalsa well and timing it well.
Again, another great attack by Tahiludin. Meron tatlong blockers na naman sa harapan niya. Ginawa niya ng paraan. Take a look at this. Beautiful play from the Red Spikers. 3 blockers, not a problem for Tahiludin.
But actually, that was a good block touch from the Airmen, but a clear miscommunication in the defense between Acheta and Ranran.
And finally, Paneng, we can see that Kevin Montemayor has finally checked in. Maybe add to some, firepower here for the Red Spikers. We also have Dom Castañeda on deck to serve. He is our middle blocker. Off the hands of Castañeda, puntos para sa Philippine Air Force. And that is Edwin Tolentino.
Take a look at this opposite attack by Edwin Tolentino. Masyadong nakaharap doon sa defense si Castañeda. Kaya naman, hindi na niya naabot or na-timing na maayos yung defense.
Babawi kaya ang Red Spikers? Not today, not this time, from Rueca.
That was a good anticipation on the drop ball from Rueca. And no coverage on the defense from San Beda. Take a look at what happened during that last sequence. The coverage was not ready for that soft ball.
Castañeda. What an attack from the Red Spikers.
That was almost a good defense from the libero of Philippine Air Force, Marco Maclang. That was quite tough, lalo na pag isa lang yung blocker in front of you. But a good middle attack there by San Beda, getting their 20th point of this first set.
Inching closer to possibly finishing the set number 1. Abdilia is blocked, and that is something that we don't see often. Kaya tignan mo naman yung celebration, diba, ng Red Spikers.
And actually, sobrang taas ng set kay Ranran. I think that dyan siya comfortable. Yung bigyan siya ng mataas na set on the open. Pero when you're the blocker at ganun kataas yung sineset ng opponent mo, nababasa mo or napupwestuhan mo na maayos yung blocking.
The interesting thing is, I believe it was Kevin Montemayor who blocked Ranran Abdilia. And
it was
Montemayor's not the tallest player right now.
But mataas yung talon niya.
Correct, very
and
athletic.
may hang time din siya.
Let's take a look at the total block points. 4 for San Beda, 3 for Philippine Air Force.
Oh!
That's gonna be a sorry service error for the youngest guy on the team. Much to the dismay of Coach Jim Merza.
Yan, nakita na nila na medyo mababa yung release sa bola ni Ramones for the service. Kaya naman sumabit sa net yung serve na yon, committing a service error. Now substitution from the side of San Beda. Sarmiento is in the service area.
That is Lloyd Sarmiento. Here comes Air Force. Abdilia gets the point.
That was a good set from Ancheta. Kasi nakakuha siya ng middle blocker ng San Beda. Kaya naman, isa na lang yung naiwan na blocker doon kay Ranran Abdilia. And of course, if you're the spiker, pag nakita mo na ganun lang yung blocking, yung blockers mo, talagang ididiin mo na yung palo mo.
There's gotta be that sense of urgency, Paneng, on the side of the Airmen. 22-18 is on the scoreboard right now. Tolentino serving. They go to Montemayor! And there he is, Kevin Montemayor, top scored in their previous match. 23 big points for him. And right now, he is the 9th best scorer in the league because of that single game.
Yeah, and actually, that's his first point for this match, talking about Montemayor. And he's a really smart spiker because he knows how to use the hands of his blockers to get a point. Kahit naunahan siya in the blocking department, sa blocking, mapapalo pa rin niya yun, either palabas or tawag natin mababasag niya yung blockings niya.
We have Moy Lopez. He has 2 service aces in our game today. One hand set. They go for the push. Chance here. Up top! That is Van Book. And right now, San Beda at set point here in our first set, which prompts Coach Jim Merza to call a timeout.
Ano ko lang, tawa tayo resibo. Isipon naman yan, no?
Itaas nyo lang, kayang isat lang.
Taas nyo lang. Yun naman lagi natin ginagawa. Service resibo, wala tayong receive. Tsaka, ang tigas nyo dyan sa katawan, sa loob ng tigas ng katawan ninyo. Lambutan nyo naman ng konti, magano kayo. Loosen up. Enjoy nyo kasi, hindi yung huwag kayong ma-pressure dyan sa laro. Ha? Sige, sit tayo.
Tapos 1, 2, 3.
We'll talk about that timeout in a little bit. Let's take a look at this last play. That was Van Book soaring high for the Red Spikers. And this team is filled with a lot of high leapers, a lot of athletic young guys. As we take a look at this from Abdilia this time. Hindi magpapatalo si Ranran Abdilia. He's not going to make this easy for the Red Spikers to close out the set.
Yeah, and actually, na-feel mo yung gigil na yon ni Ranan Abdilia on the opposite. Kasi nabablock siya on the open attack. But whenever the setter gives a ball to him on the opposite, ang daming daan ng bola niya. But that time, especially down the line, point there from Ranan Abdilia. And a attack error on the side of San Beda.
Here come the Air Force Airmen inching closer, Paneng. I mean, it's not over yet. We do know who we're dealing with. The veterans. Oh, that is a free play given here to Air Force. And that's gonna go off the block. It's just now a 3-point lead for San Beda.
San Beda only needs to get a good first ball and get a good attack para maklose na nila tong first set.
That's a good serve. Negoro Cabasa, he is blocked by Edwin Tolentino.
That was actually a tough block from Tolentino, lalo pag one-on-one kayo and one of their go-to spikers itong si Cabalsa. But that was a good anticipation and timing on that block from Tolentino.
As we go to this timeout from San Beda.
Dumito ka. Huwag ka pumasok dyan. Dumito ka. Okay. Bok, ready ka naman. Pag mag-short ang bola, wala namang napakataas na bola ron eh. Puro silang. Ginagamit ng isip yan. No. Ahayaan nyo pa ba? Iisa na lang yan. Pag tumagbo si Monsing, sabay ka na nang dito. Okay? Sino nandito sa likod? Ralph. Pag nakombinasyon yung dalawa, abang ka dito. Okay? One stop na lang yan, ha? One stop na lang. Sige.
San Beda 1 point away from clinching this first set. Sabi nga ni Coach Ariel, one stop na lang. But it's always the hardest to do because, you know, they have Ranran Abdilia and the rest of Air Force standing in their way. And that is it for our first set. The Rising Stars deliver. Van Book seals the deal for set number 1. Let's take a look at this.
That was a good set from Lopez, their setter of San Beda. Talaga inantay niya yung approach ng kanyang middle blocker and setting the ball last minute to Book for that single block open attack. Now they closed the first set with 25-22.
There you have it. Set number 1 goes to the MKA San Beda Red Spikers. 25-22 to 22. And it was a late charge from Air Force Paneng, but hindi na lang nila nakayanan itong Red Spikers. It was full force for the white shirts.
That's right. And actually, we mentioned during the start of the first set is that sobrang tahimik itong Philippine Air Force for that set. And hinahayaan lang nila yung San Beda na talagang to give out all this intensity and aggressiveness, mapa net defense man or floor defense. But I think what's very evident is that the net defense of San Beda really worked for them, and also getting a lot of points using the hands of their blockers. And yun yung sinasabi ng coach ng Philippine Air Force na they have to relax and enjoy the game. Because during the all throughout that set, sobrang tahimik nila and hindi natin nakita yung enjoyment nila versus nitong San Beda. And we're looking at the statistics for that set. San Beda dominating the attack department with 18 points against 11 ng Air Force. So, those same lang sila ng block points with 4, but they got 2 service ace, and they got 2 service ace, and definitely they have a better first ball compared to the Philippine Air Force. So we'll see if coming into the second set if the demeanor of Philippine Air Force will change and if San Beda will continue to have this good momentum.
And you know what, Paneng, agree to everything you just said, because right now Air Force, they need to have that sense of urgency. And we also said that in that previous set, hindi pwede yung late charge lang kung kailan lamang na yung Red Spikers. And right now, so far so good for Air Force here in our match. They get the first point of our second set. Hopefully they're able to sustain that momentum. Second straight point for Philippine Air Force. It was a violation called on Munsing. Sorry, that was Lopez, I believe.
But actually, their setter was actually in the back row, kaya nang tinawagan siya ng overreach nitong ating first referee. Because the first ball is an overball na sakto sa net. Kaya naman mahirap na yun iset ng kanilang setter na si Jerome Lopez.
As Munsing gets point number 1 here in the second set for the Red Spikers. Bump set, tries to make do with it, still gets the point. It was a broken play to begin with, talking about that sequence from Philippine Air Force. A little confusion, miscommunication on the part of the Red Spikers.
Right, and actually we saw it also in the first set na medyo nahihirapan sa first ball itong Philippine Air Force. Oh, that was a miscommunication on the set play.
Because they both jumped for that ball, but nobody had their hands up to be able to attack it.
Yeah, but actually I think Munsing should go to the quick approach, tapos magko-combination play lang itong si Cabalsa. But that was a missed time on the approach for that play.
And that's something we don't see often.
Yeah.
That's something we rarely see here during games. Let's take a look at this sequence.
Bumawi naman siya doon. Nakakuha siya
Dapat lang siya bumawi. Of course. Munsing on deck to serve. They're gonna chase it. That's gonna be a service ace for Munsing.
Again, another problematic first ball from the side of the Airmen.
And he will try for possibly another service ace. On deck to serve now, we have Munsing. De Ocampo, combination play for Philippine Air Force.
Good combination play there from the Airmen. Once they get a good first ball na sakto sa kanilang setter, nakaka-convert sila ng combination plays. And take a look at that, very effective. Kasi kumagat yung blockers ng San Beda, kaya leaving no one to block that attack of Tolentino.
That is going to be a free point given to San Beda. That's a service error. And we see Coach Jim not pleased with that error from Calasin. You have Ralph Cabalsa, 7 attack points for him. And that's expected because he's here. Montemayor is on the bench right now. Here come the Red Spikers. They go to Tahiludin. That's going to be a point for San Beda.
No, it's such a joy to watch this San Beda squad.
That's
Kasi
right.
like what you mentioned na hindi sila ganun katangkad. But
Totoo.
grabe yung talon nila.
Magugulat ka talaga, di
And
ba,
yung
sa...
hang time.
I mean, they are really, really athletic.
Yeah, very much. And hindi sila naiilang, kumbaga, sa mga veterans na kalaban nila na kahit ang taas ng block nila, the timing was there. And they're very smart attackers. Napapalo nila palabas yung attack nila. We're seeing the points of Ruben Inaudito. So far, has 4 points for this game.
Also someone very familiar to the Spikers Turf fans, one of the mainstays here. As we take a look at the scoreboard, we're at a deadlock, 6-all. Tahiludin, 4 attack points for him, and he will serve. Chance here for Air Force. Almost a good dig. What could have been, but that's going to be another one here for Air Force.
Of course, that was Edwin Tolentino. Attack from the open.
3 points off 1 attack, 2 blocks for Edwin Tolentino. Lopez will set up. Book, unsuccessful. Good dig from Air Force. And Ranran Abdilia making his presence felt here in our second set as we head on over to our technical timeout.
Billy and Paneng, I got to talk to Lloyd Sarmiento of MKA San Beda at tinanong ko sa kanila, bakit ganda ng gising nila for today's game given that a rocket-fueled first set? And Lloyd told me first and foremost, morning trainings na lang daw ang sinet ni Coach Ariel para makapagpahinga sila. Idagdag mo pa na 1 linggo ang undas break ng mga student athlete na ito. Di man makapaglaro si Kevin Montemayor and AJ Ruz dahil sa flu, this adjusted lineup seems to be working for them dahil leg-step up ang ibang members ayon kay Lloyd. Let's see which stars will shine brighter. Answer the Pilipinas Live app poll. Back to set 2, Bilin Paneng.
Thank you so much for that, Alexis. That answers the question why we barely saw Kevin in that first set. And that's why we have Ralph Cabalsa actually taking charge here for the Red Spikers. Well, you know, that's good that they have that long break. Nakapagpahinga rin as we see a challenge here being called by Air Force. I believe they were asking for a net touch, if I'm not mistaken. Floor touch, rather. It was a floor touch, right.
Yeah.
Floor touch in that last play. And we will see if it is indeed a successful or unsuccessful challenge.
This is the first challenge for this match.
Yeah, we did not have one in that first set. And this is a good time also for our teams to be able to regroup and refocus. Scoreboard right now, Air Force up by 2 points. It's 8-6 for those joining us. Thank you. Whether it's on One Sports Plus or the Pilipinas Live app. Billy Capistrano with Paneng de Konig Swarter and of course Alexis Tensay giving us the latest from the sidelines. We have a lot of games coming up. This is just the first, if you could believe that. Just the first. We have another good game right after this. Ateneo versus NU. I'm sure a lot of people are very excited about that as we take a look at this. Was it a floor touch or not?
Yes.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was a floor touch. But that was actually a tough call dahil minsan tumatama talaga sa paa but nag-bounce sa floor. Kaya naman na
nakakalito rin minsan eh, diba? You can't really tell sometimes, but that's gonna be unsuccessful for Coach Jim.
Yeah, there's only 1 point advantage of San Beda.
It's 7 serving 8 right now. De Ocampo will set it over to Ranran Abdilia. Doesn't go over for San Beda.
That was almost a good defense from Ralph Cabalsa. Tumama nga lang sa antena, so that's an automatic point for the Philippine Air Force, getting their 2 points advantage once again.
And this is going to be another service error for Ramones. You know, he is the youngest player on the team. And I'm sure that there's a lot of growth and learning for him. And what better way to do that than to be surrounded by the veterans
That's
of
right.
Philippine volleyball. De Ocampo. That quick attack is good from Calasin. Great connection with De Ocampo.
That was a short running attack by Calasin. So I think that was his third point for this match, coming off from 2 running attacks.
Lopez, combination play for the Red Spikers. So far, so good for Van Book here.
I actually like that set from Lopez because he really waited for the approach of Greg Munsing na parang sa kanya niya isiset. Kaya naman itong si Ralph Calasin, grabe yung effort niya to block that approach of Munsing, but Lopez seeing Book for that combination play.
And we're seeing a better setting here for the Red Spikers as that point will go to the Air Force Airmen. And they're up by 2 points.
Again, up by 2 points, courtesy of that opposite attack of Ranran Abdilia.
And Ranran Abdilia Paneng, he is just so dominant.
Yeah.
He is so dominant here in the Spikers turf, always has been. And it's great that he's healthy. And back and better than ever, blocked by Munsing. Good blocking being shown here by San Beda. They're the 5th best blocking team in the league right now. Total of 12 kill blocks, average of 3%.
And actually, you mentioned Ranran Abdilia is one of their go-to spikers na rin, and he is currently the 5th best spiker for this conference so far.
48% success rate, if I'm not mistaken, for Ranran Abdilia. We have substitutions, I believe, for Coach Jim. There you go. You have Ramones checking back in.
Right, and Abdilia so far has 9 points for this game.
You know, I could have sworn he had more.
Yeah.
Because
Pero
he's been so explosive in this game. But 9 points for Ranran. Let's take a look at this. Lopez will go to Tahiludin. Reading the blockers very well. 1 point lead na lang ang Philippine Air Force. Siguro Tolentino off the block.
right on cue, Tolentino getting a point from that open attack using the hands of his blockers. Yun na yung mga hindi mo talaga madidepensahan. Pag tumalsik na sa blockers mo yung atake.
Attack point 7 for San Beda, 9 for Air Force. Here comes Tahiludin again. Inside for Tahiludin. And you know what's great about San Beda is everybody is contributing.
Yes.
You have Book, you have Tahiludin, you have Cabalsa, even their setter Moy Lopez doing an excellent job, and their libero as well. Total team effort for this young team.
Definitely a total team effort. And itong si Lopez, as early as the first set, activating all of his attackers and giving confidence to everyone.
But they have to really be careful of those little things. Ramones gets the point. That's going to be a confidence booster for him. He's had 2 service errors, I believe, here in our match as Tolentino on deck to serve. They're catching up, Paneng. Talking about San Beda, just 2 points. Bob set. They go to Book, denied. Good coverage. Good pickup there. Abdilia, too fast. And everybody just kind of looked at the hole in their defense.
Actually, ang layo ng hinabol ng blocking ni Lopez, the setter of San Beda. Kasi nag-drop ball siya on the left side. Tapos umhabol na lang siya for the block kay Ranran Abdilia. And this is the first time na makakuha ng 3 points advantage itong Philippine Air Force.
And they're doing much better here in this second set. But of course, alam naman natin kung anong kayang gawin ng San Beda Red Spikers. And much like what happened, di ba, medyo opposite lang yung nangyari kasi sa first set, yung Air Force yung naghahabol. Ngayon yung San Beda naman. And small increments lang kasi
That's
siya.
true. And hindi nila pinapalaki yung lamang nitong Philippine Air Force.
But those are the things that they cannot do if they want to catch up with the Philippine Air Force Airmen. 16-13 Air Force in the lead.
Hinahabol talaga namin yung condition. Tsaka focus sa training, tapos i-adapt mo na lang sa laro. Advantage namin, yung mga pass na nalaruan kasi namin, di naman sa pagmamayabang. Lagi din naman kami champion. Kaya ayun na lang yung magiging advance namin sa kanila. Yung experience sa laro.
That was Edwin Tolentino. So far, a good game for him this Sunday against the Red Spikers. And, you know, we believe that. It is a championship experience. I mean, look at him. 5 points off 3 attacks and 2 blocks under his belt in this ball game. It is that championship experience, that veteran experience.
Right.
Na, kaya tignan natin yung score. 13-16. Wasn't the best first set, but they were able to bounce back. But Book, I mean, we have been talking about him, Paneng, here for the Red Spikers. And he is just amazing here in this game, lalo na sa second set natin.
Yes, and actually, Book was one of the top scorers during their previous game against the Kabuyao Stars. And ito na, nakikita na nga natin na why yung tandem nila, talking about Book and Cabalsa, was working well for this game. Kahit wala si Montemayor, everyone was contributing in the scoring department.
And there's a lot of confidence that we're seeing here in San Beda. And don't look now, Paneng. Because of that service error, it's now a 2-point lead for Air Force.
Very close.
Very, very close game that we're having. And a closer second set. One-hand set. Gets away with it. That was Calasin just swiping that ball in the hands of the blocker.
Parang minsan lang tayo makakita ng clean attack from Ralph Calasin. But that drop ball was really smart kasi walang tao doon sa depensa na yon. I mean, sa pwesto for that defense.
That's right. Here comes Tahiludin. He is blocked by Inaudito. Chance here for Philippine Air Force. And they go to Ranran Abdilia. I mean, who else but Ranran flying high from the back row.
Talaga, if they need someone to score, Ranran Abdilia is always ready for their squad. So far, set 1, he only got 4 points. But coming into the second set, 6 points na agad for Ranran.
And it's an 86% success rate, making 6 out of his 7 attacks. That is Abdilia for you. Red Spikers, though, trying to hang on here. 3-point lead for Philippine Air Force. They got to step on that gas. Here comes Munsing.
Tough one there. Miscommunication between the setter of Philippine Air Force. That was De Ocampo, Petrus De Ocampo, and their libero, Marco Maclang.
Munsing continues to serve for the white shirts. That was a good serve from him. And there was a touch on that.
Yeah,
there was a check. So Inaudito will get the point.
There was a touch on Tahiludin.
And so far, no challenges yet here for San Beda. Air Force has 1 unsuccessful challenge. We'll see some substitutions for Coach Jim. They call in Ramones and Ancheta.
Now Ancheta, who will serve for Ralph Calasin. during the first set, he was the setter nung nag-double substitution itong si Coach Jim Mirza. But this time, Petrus De Ocampo is still in the floor, so Petrus will be their setter.
The Red Spikers coming in hot here. Cabalsa has been a little bit silent here in the second set. It was really Tahiludin and Book. But substitutions here for Coach Ariel that will hopefully make an impact. And knowing these players, I'm sure they will. We have Kevin Montemayor and of course Dom Castaneda trying to make a difference.
The same double substitution from Coach Ariel de la Cruz during the first set.
Combination play, they're able to make it go through. As we see more substitutions in our ball game. But first, let's take a look at this. That was a great combination play. We have Inaudito coming out of nowhere. We have Villegas checking in. That is Benok Villegas.
Yeah,
He will serve.
Benok Villegas is actually the second setter for Philippine Air Force for this set. And also Primo Ruega, their opposite spiker, is now on the floor.
And just like that, Paneng, Kevin Montemayor off the bench. Partida kakagaling pa sa sakit.
Right.
Gets his, I believe, second point? No?
Yeah, second point for this game.
And kahit na 2 points pa lang siya, grabe yung timing ng mga puntos na yon, just when his team needs it the most. That's a good serve.
Oh!
No entry. It's now a 1-point advantage for Air Force. We gotta commend the Red Spikers for keeping that composure as we listen in to this timeout.
Hindi pa umaangat sa white band, pinalo mo na. Hintayin mo rin minsan yung pinaka-pick ng bola bago mo paluin. Kasi ang nangyari, nandito pa lang, sa sobrang bilis ng palo mo, pinalo mo. Kailangan timing, timing pa rin sa palo. Pre, tatlo ang spiker mo. Meron ka dito, meron ka rito, meron ka rito, meron ka dito. Hindi ka nang bahala. Sabang tayo ng isa, magandang receive, set play na maganda, makakapuntos tayo. Alaga tayo. Of course!
That was a good timeout call by Coach Jim just to kind of stop the momentum on the side of the Red Spikers. You know, they want to freeze them because right now they are on a rampage here in the latter part of our set number 2. Take a look at that scoreboard, Paneng. 21-20.
Yeah.
Isang puntos na lang.
Kanina, na-maintain itong Philippine Air Force yung
May distansya kasi, right?
3 points or 2-point advantage. But ito, papalapit na tayo sa end ng second set. 1-point advantage na lang meron itong Air Force.
And just like that, I mean, sorry to interrupt, Paneng, pero ito na nga, 21 all is our score.
So definitely we're seeing a lot of errors coming from the side of the blue shirts. And ito naman, staying composed ang ating San Beda team.
They need to get a good one here.
Oh!
No go! Air Force kind of fumbling a bit. Chance here for the Red Spikers to take the lead. And they do.
Credit to the defense and attentiveness of this San Beda squad. Talaga nakita mo sila, pwesto-pwesto talaga sila reading their attackers. Now they're up by 1 point. Kanina sila yung palaging naghahabol and ngayon naman sila na yung lamang.
It's a late run here for San Beda, but they'll take it. Abdilia, and the woes continue for the Philippine Air Force Airmen. Things haven't been going too well for them the last couple of plays. That's why they will have some substitutions to try to, you know, pacify things, try to figure out what's going wrong. We have Inaudito and De Ocampo back on the court.
Yeah, their main setter and their main opposite attacker for their squad now back inside the court. Maybe the reason why Coach Jim Mirza had a double substitution to maximize their attackers in the front row. Kasi nasa front row ngayon si Petrus, so he only has 2 attackers in the front. Oh!
And that was a sorry miscommunication for the Red Spikers. Could have been an easy dig for them. It was right in front of them, and you had a couple of white shirts just, you know, following the path of that ball.
Right, and actually, that was a clear confusion on the side of San Beda kasi hindi nila napansin na nasa front row si Petros. That's why he is legal or allowed to have a drop ball.
But again, the errors here for San Beda.
We're tied at 23.
Did you expect that it would go down like this here in the second set? And this is just a second set.
Yeah.
I mean, the same thing kind of happened in that first set, but this is a totally different set compared to that first one. We have Kevin Montemayor.
Oh, but that was a good
Good
defense.
dig. Great coverage.
And now, Ranran Abdilia is in the front row, so expect more open attack coming from him. Kaya naman napa-timeout itong coach ng San Beda, Coach Ariel de la Cruz, dahil this is a close second set. Now, let's listen in.
Rakil, ito yung pasok mo. Ha? Bok, sumabay ka lang doon. Doon, pag bumato na, mabilis ha. Bilisan mo yung pagpaltok. Pwede dyan. Pag wala, pwede down, right. Kevin, diskarte ka pag umangat sa iyo yung bola. Okay, kailangan natin ng first ball.
Yes,
ha?
yes,
Sige.
Ako bala.
Take two.
Go as SBU!
Pero gusto natin, no, yung mindset ng San Beda, Paneng, na you could hear someone saying, ako bahala. And that means that they are not intimidated.
Yeah.
They're not scared, and they're full of confidence. And that's what we want to see. Especially because confident din itong Air Force. Sabi nga ni Edwin Tolentino kanina, they have the championship experience. And for the young ones, for San Beda, this is good experience for them. Montemayor tries, gets it!
Good timing on the timeout from Coach Ariel de la Cruz. Nakakuha kagad ng puntos itong San Beda. And of course, their go-to spiker din itong si Montemayor, one of their lead scorers. Na kahit na pinapasok lang siya for double substitution, he is always ready to get points for their squad. And now, we're tied at 24. That was a good serve.
That was. They have to make do with this. And that was already a broken play. I think it happened a couple of times with Ranran, diba? Na broken play, pero ginagawa niya ng paraan. And he delivers. Let's take a look at this.
Ang layo na nung set na yon, but Ranran was still able to spike that ball. At sobrang tusok ha.
Parang wala lang, diba?
Oo. And if you're San Beda, you know, Ranran really talaga, especially if he is in the front row, wag mo nang papakawalan yung blockings yan. You always have to commit on blocking Ranran.
Because you know that he can deliver from all sides of the court. And that is, I think that is something that Ramones needs to work on. We've been seeing it, the third, right?
It was his third.
I believe it's his third. And always during pretty crucial moments. Kaya tignan mo naman si Coach Jim. Medyo natatawa na lang siya. But it is growing pains, especially for a young player. He needs to kind of get the feel of what serve works best for him.
Yeah, and actually, that was a nice din of Coach Jim Mirza na kahit na alam niya nagko-commit ng
Kumpiyansa
error.
pa din.
Yung confidence niya kay Ramones, hinahayaan lang niya para ma-figure out ni Ramones kung paano siya mag-a-adjust, right?
Great blocking for the Red Spikers, Paneng. That is outside. They're gonna ask for a check, are they? Yes, they will be asking for a check. But for San Beda, pretty confident that there wasn't any. We can see Munsing kind of waving his hands, signaling that there was no check. But of course, I mean, tignan naman natin yung score, 25 all. When you're in this position, syempre magtatawag ka na ng challenge, diba?
Oo, tsaka minsan if you're the blocker, hindi mo na mararamdaman na na-check mo yan. So this is going to be a interesting challenge from the side of Philippine Air Force. Ang taas ng daan ng spike na yon ni Ranran Abdilia.
And actually, I'm pretty curious to see kung ano yung result ng challenge na to. Because, I mean, 25 all was there. There was not. There was not any block touch. And that's why San Beda was so confident. And sabi mo nga, diba, minsan kung blocker ka, yung adrenaline, hindi mo na nararamdaman. But in this time, they were sure there wasn't any.
Yeah, and we saw it now sa replay ng challenge. Definitely wala talagang block touch. And now giving the set point advantage to the side of San Beda.
And what an interesting turn of events here in our second set. Not yet! Not yet, says Air Force. Abdilia has got other plans.
Gandang bawi naman yun ni Abdilia. Take a look at that.
Ang ganda ng form ni Ranan Abdilia. I think I've said this a couple of times in previous coverages. He has such excellent form.
Excellent hang time as well.
That's true. Is that gonna be? Yes, that is gonna be outside, a little too wide for Book, and we can see that he's trying to check. Not sure if that's a calf, an ankle, but we can possibly get a report on this from Alexis. Let's take a look at what happened if we're able to kind of pinpoint. What do you think happened there, Paneng?
He was holding on his calf, so I think he's experiencing mild cramps right now.
We'll try to confirm, of course. These are all things that we think might be happening from our vantage point, but we will get confirmation from Alexis, but he can walk.
Yeah.
He's okay. I feel like he'll be able to finish this set. Coach Ariel trying to ask him if he's sure na okay siya. He's trying to walk it off. Are they gonna take any risks? Oh, that's okay. He's fine. Teammates clapping for him as well. He will slug it out for the remainder of this second set. 26-27. We have Air Force. Set point na po sila. They need a good attack if they want to stay alive in this set. Great hustle by the Red Spikers. Babalik sa white shirts.
Oh!
That is inside!
That was way inside. What
That
a
is
target there.
inside. It was 3 attempts.
It was.
3 attempts for him. The third one being successful. Tignan natin to.
Dinala na lang niya sa zone 1 where no one was there. A smart attack or smart play there by
Ralph Cabalsa. Book serving. That's a good one. They go to Ran Abdilia.
Good check.
Wow, what a one-hand save and a dig from their libero. Oh! It's still alive.
Oh! Free ball here for the side of San Beda.
Chance here for San Beda. And it is a point for Ralph Cabalsa. We have to process what happened during that last play because we have to commend the Red Spikers pa.
Yes.
Grabe yung floor coverage, yung focus sa laro.
And you have to give credit to their libero. Ang dami niyang save for that point.
Pero yun ang hindi na-save. Yun ang hindi na-save, and that's why, once again, we are tied 28-all. This is just set number 2. This is just our first game.
That's right.
Oh, wow, that is a crucial service ace for Philippine Air Force.
Of course, that was Ran Abdilia.
And now they're at set point again. Abdilia serving. That was a good receive. Cabalsa, right on the money, unsuccessful. Oh! That was Munsing. I think that was his shoulder.
It was.
And
That was.
you know, we cannot wait to talk about this set number 2. But what about that save from Munsing? However, that was Kalasin, I believe.
That was him, Ralph Kalasin.
Right, just challenging the blockers here of MKA San Beda. Air Force takes set number 2, 28-30. What a set number 2 we just had. I mean, the San Beda Red Spikers fought till the end, but the Philippine Air Force just kept their composure. As we take a look at some of our highlights, Paneng, what do you think about that second set?
Well, clearly a better set for Philippine Air Force. Nung first set, sila palaging humahabol sa lamang ng San Beda. But coming from that second set, they had a good start. They were able to sustain that lead na 3 points or 2 points. But yung latter part na nung set, dun na sila nagdikdikan. Talking about these two squads na medyo dumami yung errors ng Philippine Air Force na tinake advantage nitong San Beda, but nung latter part na kahit na ang ganda ng depensa na pinakita ng San Beda, but the veterans of Philippine Air Force led by Ranran Abdilia, who scored a lot of points when he got in the front row. And let's look at the statistics. Attack points, Air Force had more. 5 points lang yung lamang niya sa San Beda. They had no block points. They had 1 service ace, and then yung errors parang hindi rin nagkakalayo dahil 1 point lang or 8 points yung Air Force errors for that second set against 7 ng San Beda. But it worked well for a Philippine Air Force because yun yung palagi sinasabi ng kanilang coach na they shouldn't relax and they should enjoy the match dahil sobrang iba nung body language nila comparing to their game nung first set. And we'll see. Dahil sa mga interviews ng ibang players, right, ang palagi nilang sinasabi is yung conditioning nila, itong Philippine Air Force. Sobrang grabe yung push nila nung second set na yon. And we'll see if they will be able to sustain that good performance coming into this third set.
That's right, Paneng. I mean, it was a second set that was so fun to watch. So exciting to watch. And I'm sure that everybody tuned in right now is having a great time watching this match. Set number 3, MKA San Beda Red Spikers versus the Philippine Air Force Airmen. We're still here at the Paco Arena Events and Sports Center. Just the first game of our quadruple hitter. After this, we have Ateneo Fajibar versus the NU Santa Elena Nationals. That's going to be a good match as well. And for those who aren't aware, San Beda lost their first game of the conference against the Cabuyao Cab Stars. It was also a very tight game. So pinapahirapan talaga nila yung mga opponents sila. And meanwhile, for Air Force, they won their first game against PCU. Billy Capistrano, Paneng de Koenig Swarter, and Alexis Tinsay manning the sidelines. Here comes Bonsing with a running attack to start us off in our third set.
And this is also the first time that Montemayor will start for the San Beda squad. He is inside the court now. Their lead scorer during their previous game.
That's right, 23 points for him. And Moy Lopez has had a couple of service aces in our ball game. Gets another one. Early lead for them, 2-0. That's another good one. Lopez will find Cabalsa. He's blocked. Chance here for the Airmen. They go to Inaudito. What a good dig from Lopez. Quick hands from Cabalsa. Again, that's going to be a point for Air Force. They're going to call a check on that.
Yeah, that was a clear check ball. Good attack there by Inaudito. So far, the leading scorers for the Air Force is Ranran Abdilia with 15 points coming from 14 attacks and 1 service ace. And then 3 Airmen so far, may 6 points. Si Tolentino, Inaudito, and Calasin.
And as you were talking and you mentioned Tolentino, that was a clean block from Edwin Tolentino on Ralph Cabalsa. As Ranran will serve again. This one, a little too much angle on that serve. It will sail out. Puntos para sa San Beda. Montemayor. And right from the get-go, it looked like it was going to be a little bit too strong from the release.
And medyo nakailalim sir doon sa bola for that service.
And you did mention it's his first time starting in a set. Let's see how that will favor the Red Spikers. Great blocking by Air Force.
Oh, Montemayor was not ready for that. Oh,
Luckily, that goes outside for Air Force.
it was actually a good intention there by Petros to send it to the zone 1 of San Beda, pero napalakas nga lang.
1-point lead for San Beda. Here comes Munsing. That's a good serve. Regalo para dito sa San Beda. Cabalsa, quick thinking.
Of course, Cabalsa, their leading scorer now with 13 points, followed by Munsing and Book, both with 7 points apiece.
In their first game, Cabalsa had 8 points. Right now, sabi nga ni Paneng, 13 double digits. So MKA starting off really good here in this third set. Ito yung nangyari sa kanila in that first set. And it's very important that they keep that composure all throughout. You got a rally going on here. What a good dig, but that is gonna go outside for Air Force. Intention was there, just wasn't able to execute it properly.
Right, and we're seeing a lot of fast plays here coming from the side of San Beda. Though wala masyadong atake, parang binibilisan nila yung mga drop balls nila. Kaya naman medyo nararattle itong defense ng side ng Philippine Air Force.
Again, you know, we were talking about the evolution of volleyball. Ito yung mas faster style ng volleyball na madaming linalaro, yung, especially the collegiate teams like this, the Red Spikers. 3-point lead for San Beda. Munsing playing really well in our match today. Dahiludin, triple block on him. That's gonna hit the antenna for Cabalsa.
It was actually a tough angle there for Cabalsa. Of course, only 2 points advantage for the side of San Beda.
And you're right, Paneng, it is a much quicker pace that we're seeing compared to the past 2 sets that we just had. Inaudito with 7 attack points. They need him to contribute even more in this crucial set as Abdilia will get that point. Speaking of Ben Inaudito, he will be on deck to serve. It is 6 serving 7. They're down by 1. That's outside, I believe.
It was, and there was no check ball, but the players of San Beda
again confident. Well, they've only had one other challenge, and that was successful.
It was.
It was successful. Now, let's see if this is going to be a block touch. Will it be a successful one? Will they move on to a 2-point lead here in our third set?
Looks like everyone on the side of San Beda was very confident that there was a block touch, but there's only one way to find out. That's why they used their first challenge for this set.
And of course, you want that advantage of getting this set para mas may kumpiyansa coming into the fourth set. So this is going to be a very crucial one for both our teams. As we still await the results of our challenge. We actually have the monitor right beside us. But we're not going to spoil the fun for everyone. Sabay-sabay nating titignan ang resulta. Again, you're with me, Billy Capistrano and Paneng de Konig Swarter. Our first match here of the day. 4 offerings for everyone. Thank you for joining us on One Sports Plus and the Pilipinas Live app, which is, I believe, available for Filipinos everywhere. And that's great, Paneng, because, you know, the relatives of our players who are either working abroad or living abroad, they're able to support their relatives here, the players.
And even other players who are abroad who would want to watch the games, right? They now have the opportunity to do that.
That's right. Or ikaw, kahit nagbabakasyon ka,
Yeah.
madalas ka magbakasyon, di ba? Mapapanood mo na yung games natin.
Actually, yun yung ginagawa ko. Kahit nasa abroad ako, nanonood ako.
Actually, anywhere you are,
Yeah.
the app is so handy. And it's 149 pesos per month, which is absolutely affordable. It's taking a little while longer to kind of check what play that was, but I believe they are going to show it in just a little bit. Right now here in the Paco Arena, people starting to fill in because it is going to be a match between two collegiate rivals, I would say so, especially a couple of years back. It's Ateneo versus NU. Right now, the players, we have the red spikers,
Yeah.
kind of wondering and anticipating kung ano yung magiging results ng challenge.
I think this is
The longest, the wait
longest.
we've had, but was there a block touch?
That was tough.
That was tough because you can see the thumb, but also, well, we'll leave it to the experts
Yeah.
to decide.
They really made sure that there was indeed no block touch. That's why that challenge was unsuccessful.
Because it was a close call.
It was a very close call. That's why it took a while.
That's right.
There were a lot there checking the replay.
7-all is our score. From the back row, we have Ran, and that's going to be another one for him. We got your first technical timeout. We'll be right back.
Billy and Paneng, we all know that the overtime in the second set left us breathless. And let's not forget that the Philippine Airmen is once a detrimental team once activated. Sinabi ni Coach Jim na yung tamlay sa simula, hindi yun excuse para hindi bumawi for the succeeding sets. And you're right, Paneng, a major reminder from Coach Jim is their floor defense and that they shouldn't forget how important it is to activate their middles. I wanted to share with you guys that the Airmen won bronze in the recent AFP Olympics. Kaya kung kondisyon ang pinag-uusapan, they're in the right competitive space. Now let's not forget to answer the poll on who's the star player of the game. Back to set 3.
Thank you for that, Alexis. And again, sabi nga ni Alexis, don't forget to answer the poll that we have in the Pilipinas Live app. Right now, the San Beda Red Spikers and Air Force tied at 8 here in our third set. Not for long though, that was Ben Inaudito from the back row.
Isahan na naman tayo for this third set. Kanina ang laki ng lamang ng San Beda, but closely, unti-unti lumalapit itong points ng Philippine Air Force, and now it's their first time to have a 1-point advantage coming into this third
That's
set.
right. Good defense by Air Force. Here comes Ran Abdilia, stunning Ralph Cabalsa and Kevin Montemayor.
Hindi nagbabago itong approach ni Ran Abdilia. Palagi ang taas pa rin ang talon niya, anong contact niya sa bola. Always attacking the ball on top of his blockers. Kaya naman ang hirap din depensahan yan.
They were too stunned to speak, and now it's a 2-point lead for Philippine Air Force. They go to Tahiludin. Right on the money for him. One-point lead for Air Force. It has been a back-and-forth affair for both our squads. Tahiludin now with 8 attack points in our ball game, and he is on deck to serve for the white shirts.
Oh!
Solid blocking from San Beda against Ramones.
Of course, a perfect timing there on the quick block. Nowhere to go there by for Ramones and no coverage also for the side of Philippine Air Force.
Ramones, Bob set to Abdilia. Lopez to Cabalsa. Buhay pa rin ang bola. Degoro Tahuludin who sends it to the other side. Here comes Ranran Abdilia challenging those blockers.
Oh!
That's gonna be a point for San Beda. Great hustle by Tolentino, but the Red Spikers got other plans.
That was Jerome Lopez. A smart move there. That was an over ball, but very smart of sending the ball there in the zone 5. Na late na si Tolentino for that defense.
And a service error will help Air Force tie this game.
So far, San Beda already has 10 service errors for this game. And Philippine Air Force has 6. Make that 7 service error for their squad. And again, that was Ramones.
And again, you know, we've been mentioning it. Ramones really needs to work on those service aces, which shouldn't be a problem, seeing as he is so young. But it's good experience for him as well. Abdilia, that's a good dig. It is safe.
Oh!
No one there.
What happened there?
That was an unfortunate turn of events here for San Beda.
That was Andre Bakil. Actually, hindi na siya nag-attempt to get that ball, to send it over to the other side because he was confident that someone was behind him to get that. Clear miscommunication on their side.
Take a look at the blocking here of the Red Spikers as they go to Kevin Montemayor, and he is denied. Moy Lopez, not quite. A little too low.
Actually, that was the first attempt that we've seen Lopez. First attack attempt from him.
It was their libero who set him up. That was Rus.
Oh!
Solid attack from Kevin Montemayor.
What an attack and combination play there. Dalawa yung blockers niya. Parang confident yung blockers niya na time nila na maayos yung atake ni Montemayor.
And he's just so feisty. It's so fun to watch Kevin Montemayor playing on the court. And talking about feisty, oh, that's going to be outside.
Outside and no block touch there.
That was Kalasin from Philippine Air Force. 1 point lead for San Beda as Lopez serves. And it's a service ace for Moy Lopez. I want to know how many service aces he has in this game. I know it's been piling up.
But so far, that was the 5th service ace for their squad.
Right now, in terms of serving, they are 16th place out of 24. So I'm sure it's going to hike up after this game thanks to Moy Lopez. Ranran Abdilia.
That was just too strong for Lopez.
You know, I would hate to be at the receiving end of a Ranran Abdilia spike.
For sure, ang lakas nun. Like, nakikita na natin from the sides.
Ibubuhos mo na lahat kapag siya yung kaharap mo. Here comes Montemayor attempting to just throw it over to the other side. Cabalsa, no go. They need a good one. Here comes Cabalsa again. And he gets it.
That was a good opposite attack by Cabalsa, sending his team to a second technical timeout, and they're up by 2 points.
is para tulungan yung team since sinasabi naman nila na ako daw yung main weapon daw ng San Beda. Para sa akin naman is yung may kanya-kanya kaming responsibility tapos tulong-tulong na lang kung ano yung role na ginagampanan namin. At kita nila sa amin, which is hindi pa nila nakita yung tapang.
Van Book on your screens a while ago. One of the main weapons for the Red Spikers. We cannot deny that. Alongside Kevin Montemayor, Ralph Cabalsa, you even have Tahiludin, Munsing. Options are endless here for the Red Spikers. Right now, they're holding on to that 1-point lead. Kalasin serving for Air Force. Out of nowhere, Cabalsa. Good coverage by Kalasin. Oh, that's still alive. They're going to set it over.
Good save.
Very good save for the Red Spikers. And credit that to the great defense of San Beda.
Well, we've seen their defense since the start of this game. First set pa lang, grabe na yung floor defense nila and even net defense. So hanggang ngayon, coming into this third set, yan yung strength nila. Talking about San Beda, is there a floor defense?
They are the 18th best team in terms of digging, averaging 5.25%. And meanwhile, for Air Force, they're 8th in digging, averaging 6.67% naman.
That was a lucky point from Cabalsa with the help of the net. Kaya naman naiba yung direction ng bola, and Inaudito was not ready for that defense na.
Hindi nataas ni Ben Inaudito. Munsing, yes, 8 points in this game. They give this to Edwin Tolentino. Oh, that's agap. Oh, they're able to, but that's gonna be 4 touches.
Good attempt there though by Montemayor. I think that's important also for your squad is talagang walang hihinto. Hanggat kaya, itry mo dahil minsan magugulat ka na lang na nakuha mo na yung bola.
And grabe din yung energy no, ng San Beda. It really goes to show that they're so young.
Yeah.
They're so energetic, a lot of enthusiasm as well. And good for Air Force, they're keeping up with the Red Spikers. Oh! Wow! What a block from Tolentino. And you could collectively hear yung buong arena.
Yeah, everyone reacted with that single block. Take a look at this. Perfect timing. And tawag dyan yung payong na payong, yung block.
What great coverage there for Air Force, but it's these unforced errors that cannot be repeated time and time again. 2-point lead now for San Beda as we see Ralph Cabalsa preparing to serve for the white shirts.
Good first ball.
That's gonna be a violation called on San Beda. And that was Ramones with a point. And you can hear pinapalakpakan siya ng mga teammates niya because he's been having, you know, a bit of struggles doon sa service line natin. And it's nice to give him a little confidence.
That's right. Kahit, not just in the service line, but we've seen a couple of attack errors from him. Pero it's very nice na kahit yung mga teammates and even coaches are really
rooting for him.
Rooting for him, that's right. And everyone's supporting him. That is a good confidence booster for him as
Correct.
well.
Especially, you know, being so new to this. 19 all in our third set. Take a look at the unforced errors. 8 for San Beda and 6 for Air Force. That's a net touch for Ramones. Definitely a wave that he has to ride. A lot of growing pains, sabi ko nga kanina.
Yeah. And ito na naman tayo, Billy. Patapos na yung third set. And
deja vu again for the third time here in this match.
Isahan na naman ng puntos or lamang dito from both squads.
From the back row. Oh, that's a violation. This time called on San Beda. And just like that, we are at a deadlock. 20 points apiece. We have substitutions. Ramones takes a bit of a break. Ancheta checks in for Coach Jim, and he heads straight on over to our service line. 2 excellent sets for him in this ball game. They gave it to Kevin Montemayor. He's blocked. They'll try again.
Oh, good defense.
That was Ancheta. With a push, no go. They're gonna chase it. Oh, it's still alive.
Oh.
They're gonna try to set it over.
Good save.
We'll take a
And
look at
again.
Air Force playing the game of the Red Spikers. Oh, what happened there? Oh, someone. Not sure what happened, Paneng. Did he bump into the...
Yeah, I think so because he was the one who chased for that
Right.
second ball. That was Petros de Ocampo, the setter of Philippine Air Force. I'm not sure if he
Tumama
hit
siya
the
sa side.
A-board.
Let's just take a look at this. Oh, it was his face on the floor. Tumama siya sa impact. Pag dive niya sa bola, tumama yung, yung
okay.
mukha niya sa floor. And that's something, you know, we don't ever like to see during games. It was a pretty bad bump as well. So hopefully they get that sorted out.
And grabe yung habol niya na yun. And sometimes hindi mo na masusuportahan yung
Correct.
katawan mo pa nagda-dive ka for the ball.
But that's dedication for you.
That's true.
But of course, we just want him to be okay. They're trying to check. I believe that would be their physician, team physician, trying to check if he's good to go. But right now, that was a pretty bad fall for him. They have an ice pack.
And the coaches also of Air Force is there surrounding him, making sure that he is okay.
Kasi medyo malakas nga yung impact.
Yeah. Nag-bounce pa
Yeah,
yung
nag-bounce yung
head niya.
Totoo. So, yeah, we're gonna possibly get some updates. I can see Alexis running to the side right now. And she will fill us in on what exactly happened and how he is and how he's doing. But right now, his team and San Beda, they're tied at 20. So this is very unfortunate for the Airmen because he's been doing so well too.
He is. Actually, the main setter for Philippine Air Force. But for sure, they have other players who could fill in for his position.
There you have it. He is up off the floor, walking towards that bench, and we would expect that he's gonna take a bit of a rest. Na-deserve naman talaga niya. And he's gonna rest it out for a couple, and let's see if he'll be back on the court with his teammates. But great to see him up and functioning well.
That's right.
Siyempre, dangerous rin yung mga incidents na ganun, lalo na if your head is involved.
And malakas na yung impact na yun kanina. But now,
because there will always be that fear of a concussion.
That's true.
But again, we will check in with Alexis in a little bit to kind of see and clarify how he is, what happened, and if he will be playing again today. At any rate, San Beda at 20, Air Force at 20, another deadlock in the latter parts of our third set. I mean, what's new here in this game, Paneng? Parang yun naging yung story natin, the whole match.
Yeah, kung kaya patapos na yung set, doon nag-all out or nag-exert ng more effort itong both squads. And now, Benok Villegas will be the setter for the Philippine Air Force. Ancheta with the serve.
That was a good one. Chance here for Air Force. That's going to be a point here for the Red Spikers. Too late to get that ball.
I think we saw that a while ago coming from Lopez. Targeting zone 5 or the end defense of Philippine Air Force. And they're not ready for that defense. Especially, that will work well na nasa front row itong setter ng San Beda na si Jerome Lopez.
Nobody wants to give up here in this game. They go to Abdilia, up top, down below, but that's going to be a point. That's going to be outside for Radran Abdilia. Sayang, ang ganda na ng forma niya.
Yeah, and I thought it was inside actually.
Same, because from this angle, we can't really see or we can't really tell. Sayang, ganda ng forma ni Abdilia. But luckily for San Beda, that's going to be a point for them. Abdilia would try. This time, he makes sure it goes inside, goes for that cross court.
targeting that cross court. That was a strong angle actually for Raran Abdilia. That was one of his strengths, sending his attack to the cross court defense of their opponent. But still, San Beda still has a 1-point advantage.
Oh, wow. Kalasan with that smart move. And parang nakatalikod pa siya ng konti. Tapos, he just threw the ball to the other side.
Nakaharang na siya actually sa setter nila. So, why not? Well, wag mo na antayin i-set ng setter dahil alanganin na yung pwesto nila.
Here comes Kevin Montemayor. Monster block from Air Force.
Oh!
Straight to the net for Ralph Cabalsa. That's going to be an attack error for Ralph. A very crucial one at that.
That was a low attack there in the back row. Kaya naman napatimeout itong side ng San Beda. Let's listen in.
Error rin, binigay niyo lang sa kanila. Lamang na kayo. Sige, di bale. Pumasa lang kayo ng maayos. Okay? Tayo naman ni Spiker. Di ba, pinaktisan natin kahapon yan. Pumapalo ng Spiker, mag-over kayo. Sinabi ko na nga, may maiwan sa isa sa likod eh. Larga lang kayo ng larga, hindi nyo tinitingnan niya yung score. Let's go!
Some tough love from Coach Ariel, telling them to mind the score. Because I feel like also kapag sobrang engrossed ka sa game, nakakalimutan mo na yung scoreboard. Because they were leading.
They were actually.
For quite some time. But right now, Air Force from behind, 23-22.
That was a good point from Coach Ariel na lamang na sila kanina as much as 2 points. But they committed a lot of errors. But yun lang, service error from Villegas. Now we're tied at 23.
And if you're Coach Ariel, you would love that service error just in time. 23 all. It has been the same story throughout this whole match. Ranran Abdilia.
That
is outside.
No block touch there, but it was actually a good intention. The set was a bit low for him. That was not his comfort zone because we've seen a lot of his sets na talagang sobrang taas na binibigay sa kanya. But he was aiming for the swipe.
That's right.
Ay, ito naman, napatawag naman ng timeout si Coach Jim Mirza, Philippine Air Force. Let's listen in.
Okay, spiker natin. Tatlo pa rin, ha? Tatlo pa rin ang spiker natin. Ran, sa'yo na yan ibibigay. Iawi mo yung quicker dito. Pwede mo bigyan si Ran doon. Pero taas mo ng konti. Ran, walang gigil. Ha? Ready pa rin, Toyo. Baka may backline ka pa rin. Ha? Sino dito? Ben, dito ka? O ready ka pa rin? Mga ibigay sa'yo. Ha? Pre, kaya sila nag-timeout kanina. Kasi may problema. Dinali naman natin ang service signal. Ha?
First 1-3.
It has been a close match from the start. From set number 1, set number 2 was no different. And here we are, set number 3, 24-23, just 1 point. San Beda will serve. Inaudito.
Overball. Oh no, the setter Villegas got it.
They gotta compose themselves. Here comes Ranran. That's a little bit too strong for Abdilia. Check that. Medyo mali na kasi yung set. And you know, during the latter parts, he would always make do. But this time, San Beda victorious in this third set, stealing it from Air Force, 25-23. We gotta thank the volleyball gods today for this game, Panay, because that set number 3, much like sets 1 and 2, was one for the books. 25-23 na ipanalo nga nitong San Beda Red Spikers. And that was a crucial one for them.
Yeah, and actually, maganda yung start ng San Beda coming onto the third set. But ayun na nga, like what happened on second set, nung patapos na yung set natin, dun lang sila nag-exert ng effort all out itong both teams. At sobrang dikit lang ng points. 1 point advantage from one team, tas hahabulin hanggang sa magkaabot nga sa 25 itong both squads. But I think it made a huge difference dahil nagpalit ng setter itong Philippine Air Force. And we're looking at the set 3 statistics. San Beda had 11 attack points. They had 1 block point and 2 service ace. Though their errors for both squads, pareho lang. 11 points lang yung naging errors nila for that set. But we kept on mentioning kung gaano kaganda yung floor defense nitong San Beda. Kaya naman nahihirapan minsan makakuha ng puntos itong Philippine Air Force. And the last part ng third set, we saw a lot of errors from San Beda, but still, they were still able to close that game.
And that is why it is proving to be a very, very good game. A good starting game, opening game here this Sunday as we get set number 4 underway. That's going to be a point for Philippine Air Force, and they get the first point of set 4. We have Ancheta, and he will be starting here in our 4th set. Of course, we know that De Ocampo went down a while ago, so hopefully he's doing well. I believe he is doing well, but we'll get some updates later on. I'm sure Ai, or Alexis rather, has something to say about that. As we have Kevin Montemayor on deck to serve for the white shirts.
Oh! Miscalculated attack there from Ranan Abdilia, but still, he already has 21 points for their squad, followed by Tolentino with 9 points and Inaudito with 8 points.
21 big points for Ranan Abdilia, scored 14 in their first win against PCU. And what a serve from Kevin Montemayor.
Oh, good
One-hand save. It's gonna go straight to the bleachers.
Of course, that was Inaudito. That's his 9th point for this game. Ranan Abdilia, their leading scorer, already on the service area, but committed a service error for their squad, giving a 1-point advantage to San Beda.
Again, a very tight start to our set 4. As with the other sets that we've had, Munsing now with 9 points. He just served. Ancheta will send it to the other side. And that is going to be a point for Philippine Air Force. Combination play. Tahiluden gets it.
Tahiluden so far already has 10 points for this game. Their leading scorer, the San Beda squad, is Cabalsa with 15 points. Now Cabalsa in the service area for San Beda.
That's a good serve. They give it to Inaudito. Oh, but check that. That was Edwin Tolentino.
Tolentino, very quiet lang inside the court, right? But whenever they need a point, pag sineset sa kanya ng mga setters,
siya yung inaasahan talaga.
Right.
And he delivers as he should. Kneeling set. Nandun si Bakil. He was the one who had that good play. Confusion on the court. Babalik sa Red Spikers. They give this to Tahiluden again. Picked up by Abdilia.
Drop ball. Good save.
That was a pancake. The side to Inaudito. Di lang naitaas ni Kevin Montemayor.
But good hustle there for the side of San Beda. Kanina na-block yung back row attack ni Inaw dito, but the coverage was there.
1 point lead for Air Force. Bump set. He had no choice. Talking about Lopez. Chance here, 1-2 play. First one for Lopez, no go. Easy pickup. Tahiludin.
Good attack there by Tahiludin, but a good set from their setter Lopez, who actually has 7 points na for this game. Talking about Jerome Lopez, the setter of San Beda.
Another deadlock early on here in set number 4. 5-all for both San Beda and Air Force. Thank you for joining us on the Pilipinas Live app. Here comes Tahiludin. Wow! That was Ramones. Exactly what he needed. That
Yep.
must have felt so good for him.
For sure, a confidence booster for Ramones. There are times lang na pag napapalo niya yung bola, ang baba nung kamay niya. Kaya nagna-not over or nabablock siya. But this time, coming from that quick attack, a good height on that set from Ancheta and a good contact for the quick.
And we saw Tolentino on the service line. 11 points for him. What about this running attack from Bakil?
Bakil already, that's his 8th point for this game.
Nobody there, nobody home for San Beda. Back to a 1-point lead.
Good serve.
Back row attack, picked up. Ancheta saves it.
Tight set.
Very tight set, but it will still go to Philippine Air Force.
Was that Ranran Abdilia?
We'll talk more about what happened there. Let's go to our first technical timeout.
Billy and Paneng, one notable thing that Coach Ariel of San Beda said, hayaan nyo kung sumimangot kayo, ngumiti kayo, because that is the reason why we're doing it. It's for the love of the game. Urging them to make the most out of this set. They can possibly close it out with a victory. On the other hand, just wanted to give an update as Air Force setter Pit De Ocampo collided with the panel and hit his head last set. Fortunately, there are no open wounds, but he did feel lightheaded as he was escorted out. Currently, he's resting. Let's hope for the best as we go back to set 4. Download the Pilipinas Live app for just 149 pesos.
Thank you so much for that report, Alexis, and the updates, of course, on De Ocampo, the main setter here for Philippine Air Force. And glad to know that he is okay and that he's resting and there were no open wounds.
Yeah.
Kasi syempre yun yung delikado. But we will hopefully maybe get to see him here in this game. But so far, so good for Philippine Air Force. However, the San Beda Red Spikers, you know, they're feisty, they're gritty, and they have the advantage because if they take the set, then they take their first win of the conference as well.
That's right, and you got to talk about that block of Montemayor from that Ranran Abdilia attack on the open. Over ball.
Lopez gives it to Montemayor with a push. I think they're gonna call a challenge. I can see them kind of signaling. Will they? And they will not. The play continues. They're gonna let that one go.
They let it go now because maybe there was really a block touch from Ranran coming from that swipe attack of Montemayor.
I can see Cabasa had that intention to
Yeah.
save the ball. A little hesitation on his part. Great read from Philippine Air Force. We are still tied. We're tied again, rather. 9-all.
9-all.
Ancheta now with 5 excellent sets in place of De Ocampo. Kevin Montemayor challenging that blocker. Ancheta back set.
It touched the antenna, so that was an automatic point for San Beda.
Kevin Montemayor. We mentioned him as one of the familiar faces on this San Beda team.
So far already has 7 points.
That's right.
Oh,
Using the blocker. That was Ben Inaudito.
take a look at that. Only one blocker in front of him, but he still opted for that swipe out attack.
Abdilia to serve, and that's going to go straight to the net. A little too low for Ranran. Uncharacteristic service error for Abdilia. He's had some pretty good ones in this match. And just like that, San Beda takes the lead again. Munsing for the white shirts. Off the hands of Maklang. 2-point push for San Beda.
Back-to-back points here for San Beda. That was a good serve from Munsing. Talagang biglang bumababa yung bola niya in the middle.
And that goes a little too long for Munsing. Chance here for Air Force to tie this game again. We have Ralph Calasin preparing the serve for the blue shirts. Take a look at the unforced errors. 2 for San Beda, 5 for Air Force. Little hang time for Bakil. There was a net touch violation, says our referee, on Edwin Tolentino.
I think that was coming from the attack of Edwin Tolentino. Let's take a look what happened there. Oh, it was his
head. His temple, to be specific. Are they going to chase it? It's still alive. Easy over. Tahiludin.
Oh, that was outside. It was a tough set, actually. A tight one on the opposite.
That's right. Too much angle on that attack from Inaudito.
Giving a 3-point advantage to San Beda. Now Coach Jim Mirza calling for a timeout. Let's listen in.
Mag-expect kasi tayo ng bola. Na-practice naman natin yun eh. Imbes na kalaban natin yung gusto nating anuhan, yung sarili lang natin nagiging problema natin. Una-una, receive. Pangalawa, atake natin. Sa magandang receive, one stop tayo. Tatlo lang naman yan.
Go. Sige lang. Ituloy lang natin, ha?
It's a 3-point advantage for the San Beda Red Spikers versus the Philippine Air Force Airmen. We have Ben Inaudito, the veterans, Ranran Abdilia. How can we forget? Top scored in their previous game. Top scoring now for the Airmen in our match as Ralph Cabasa will serve. Good coverage. Tolentino. He's blocked.
The blocking of San Beda is working well for this set. And nahihirapan naman sa coverage itong side ng Philippine Air Force. And this is a comfortable 4-point lead for San Beda.
Great net coverage for the Red Spikers, sending it back. Ancheta. That is too wide for Edwin Tolentino as we go to our second technical timeout.
Halos lahat ng mga collegiate na malalakas ngayon sumali. So yun siguro yung magiging struggle din namin na ano, naging motivation sa amin yung sa last conference na talo. Panay lagi kaming talo. And siguro yung mindset namin is makabalik sa top kung sino yung Air Force dati.
And that is the main goal of the Airmen here in our conference, to get back to where they were, which is on top. And we'll see if they will be able to continue their winning streak, because right now, Paneng, the Red Spikers are alive and kicking.
Right, and everything's looking well for the side of San Beda. 6-point.
That's the biggest, I believe, that we've had
since the start of this game.
That's right. As Cabasa, 50 attack points. Serves. Ranran Abdilia.
Gigil na si Ranran Abdilia coming from that back row attack. He said that it's enough na.
And we know what he can do kapag nanggigigil si Ranran Abdilia. Ben Inaudito on deck to serve, 11 attack points under his belt. It's a 5-point lead. What happened there, Paneng?
It was a miscommunication on the play between Lopez and Tahiludin.
This is the second time something like that happened.
Yeah, pero that was Cabalsa naman the first time. The combination din.
As Lopez will set up Tahiludin. Dug up. Tolentino blocked.
Miscommunication there.
Chance here for the Red Spikers, and they give it to Tahiludin.
Very smart attack there, using the hands of Ancheta, who is actually the smaller blocker on the side of Philippine Air Force now.
And this has been the strongest push that we've seen throughout this game from a single team. The San Beda Red Spikers.
So far, Tahiludin already has 12 points, all coming from attack points.
That's right. Montemayor. Quick thinking. Oh, wait.
Nice save from Ancheta.
It's still going.
Oh,
does not go over for Bakil.
Yes, the set was actually too low from Lopez.
But grabe yung hustle ng Air Force. I mean, we thought that was gonna be, play over. But wow, the defense, for both squads has been impeccable today. Floor defense, to be specific. Tolentino serving. Lopez will find Montemayor, triple block. Ancheta to Ranran.
Good defense.
Montemayor! Right on the money for Kevin Montemayor. Puts them at a 5-point advantage, 19-14. So we have Air Force Paneng right now losing a little bit of steam here in our fourth set.
And actually, looking at their body language, is parang kanya-kanya na sila ngayon, na hindi na sila masyado nag-uusap. Coming from, meron pa, nakakuha pa ito na service ace, si Bakil.
And remember, ang sabi ni Alexis sa atin kanina, well-rested yung San Beda Red Spikers. Sa umaga na yung training nila, and they had that long week break for Ondas. Maybe that's why, that can play as a factor. Kung bakit sobrang energetic nila ngayon, but let's not discount the Airmen.
Ranran Abdilia getting their 15th point for this set, but they still need a lot of points to tie the score.
5 points to be exact. As Ramones, he has been having trouble on that service line. That's a better one.
That's a good serve.
Montemayor! is denied by Ranran Abdilia. At sabi mo nga kanina, Paneng, nanggigigil na tong si Ranran. Parang halata naman na nanggigigil na.
Medyo may stare down pa doon si Ranran for that one-on-one block.
But we also have to commend yung elevation din ni Kevin Montemayor.
Yeah. Ang taas na
Grabe. Such a talented kid. Kevin will try again. Opts for a different approach. And gets it. Pinag-isipan niya yung yung stare down. Parang wag na lang. Tumalikod na lang siya.
Tumalikod na lang siya, but actually that was a good soft attack there by Montemayor. Lahat ng defense ng Philippine Air Force nakaabang na sa malakas na palo.
A smart move from him. And now it's been the Ranran versus Kevin show.
That's true.
And I'm sure that we're all enjoying this. 21-17, San Beda holding on to that lead. For those who just tuned in, lamang po ang San Beda sa laro na ito, 2-1, 2 sets to 1. What a block from Ranran Abdilia.
That was his second kill block against Montemayor on the opposite. Good timing on the block. Take a look at this.
And you love how Kevin just shrugs it off.
Yeah. Tumatalikod na lang siya
Tumatalikod na lang siya. Ayun yung ayaw natin makita, especially if you're a fan of Philippine Air Force. Those unforced errors, you're basically giving free points to San Beda. And if they don't act now talking about Air Force, San Beda might just walk away with this win.
That's right. They only need 3 points to close this set and to close this match. Talking about San Beda. And now, with that back-to-back errors,
they're inching closer.
That's true. Napatawag na dito ng timeout si Coach Jim Mirza of Philippine Air Force. Now, let's listen in to his instructions.
Malayo pa yan.
Okay, go. Sige lang. Dapat lang natin basta tuloy lang.
Tuloy na tayo. Malayo pa.
Masyado mabilis, Jess. Masyado mabilis. Kaya ko. Nag-aabot tayo. Kaya pa yan. Kaya. Tsaga lang po yan. Nandiyan na yan. Tiyo lang. Kaya pa natin. Oo, tsaga. Sige na, go. Ayaw talaga. Harap ka? Saan? Harap ka? Oo, harap siya. 1, 2, 3. Air Force! Tsaga.
We have Ranran Abdilia, Ralph Calasan, and the rest of the airmen hanging on by a thread here in our game versus Tahiludin, Cabalsa, and of course, Kevin Montemayor. Ranran, what a good dig!
What a defense there.
Tahiludin with a push. It's still alive. They give it to Ranran. Great save there. That was Lopez blocked, and it goes off the block for Tahiludin. What a smart play from him.
Yeah, we have to give credit also to the libero of San Beda who got that good defense from Ranran Abdilia's attack. Talking about Carlo Almario.
Credit that to him. Well, San Beda is at match point, but that will be a service error for Kevin Montemayor. There is a chance here for Air Force.
Yeah, and we know that Ranran is one of the better servers for their squad.
And he's very steady as well in times like this. But we have Ralph Cabalsa and the rest of the San Beda Red Spikers not taking any chances.
Yeah. Sabi ni Cabalsa, wag na natin to pahabain. Let's not give chance to Philippine Air Force. Let's end this already. Ending that game or that set with authority in that open opposite attack down the line, even if he had 3 blockers in front of him.
Really holding their ground. We gotta commend the young bloods for holding their ground against the veterans of the Philippine Air Force Airmen. As we take a look at our set scores, 25-22, 28-30, 25-23, and 25-19. Let's wrap this game up when we come back.
Good afternoon, volleyball fans. Live from Paco Arena, Manila. And just a while ago, MKA San Beda dominated the Philippine Air Force 3-1 with the last set 25-19. Here with me is player of the game, Jerome Lopez of MKA San Beda. Congratulations, Moy. Moy, di kita ng puntos mula sa inyo. At syempre ng Airmen, how did you have that consistent energy all throughout that set? And of course, syempre yung motivation behind this really, really great game.
Yung training namin kasi pang matagalan. So nag-focus kami doon sa dikdikan na yung tina-training namin kung paano kami makakalusot every dikdikan na laro, lalo na sa endgame which is yung 20 and up. Tapos nag-inspiration namin yung mga sunod-sunod namin natalo sa mga nakaraang liga kasi halos hindi talaga kami nanalo. So ngayon lang ulit.
At kita talaga natin na nandun yung panapos ninyo. And secondly, as a playmaker, gano'n kang ka-proud sa connection mo with your spikers, especially the ones who stepped up today?
Siyempre, tuwan-tuwa kasi kada bato ko, hindi ako napapahiya sa mga spiker ko. So yun, nakaka-proud na lahat ng bato, patay agad.
Talaga namang nakaka-proud. Congratulations again, Moy, to the rest of MKA San Beda. Triple header coming your way. And new nationals versus Ateneo Fujibar. Stay tuned.
There you have it. We have Moy Lopez, the best player of the game. And of course, thank you so much to Alexis Tensay for that interview. And what a game that we just had, Paneng. I mean, this is the second game that I've covered na San Beda yung naglalaro. And hindi sila nagda-disappoint. And of course, Philippine Air Force lumaban talaga.
That's right. And actually maganda yung sinabi ni Lopez na pagdikdikan yung laban, dun sila nag-exert ng effort. And we saw it during this game na kahit sobrang dikit na nung latter part of the set, yung end game or yung panapos ng San Beda was really very evident for this game. Nakita ang ganda nung mga end game sila, their set plays, and we mentioned that si Lopez activated all of his attackers as early as the first set. Kaya naman everyone was really confident to contribute a lot of points, and even their defense, very on point, their floor defense and also their net defense. And we're looking at the statistics for that fourth set. Close numbers again for the attack. Though lamang doon ng Air Force with just 1 point. You know, San Beda had 11 points. They also had 2 block points and 2 service aces, but they had less errors for that set point. Only 5 errors compared to 10 of Philippine Air Force. It was a good hustle for the Airmen as well, but the latter part na nga lang, doon na sila nakakuha ng nag-commit ng mas madaming errors compared to the previous sets.
And that is going to be the first win of MKA San Beda here in our tournament and the first loss of Philippine Air Force. Of course, up next, we got a bunch of games coming right up. Ateneo Fujibar versus Santa Elena Nationals. At 3 p.m., that's Davies Adamson versus Santa Rosa. And at 5 p.m., Centro Mall Generals versus PJJC Navy. That is it for our first game. On behalf of my partner, Paneng de Konig Swarter, Alexis Inside Nick Earnshaw, and everybody behind this production, my name is Betty Capistrano, and this has been the Spikers Turf Invitational Conference. It's Ateneo versus NU coming right your way.